know. Perfect.
Gotta find a way to make it 1-1.
Thank you very much.
Chances with a 5-on-3 and score there. It's a different game.
Hugh Suter and Sam Gagne scoring the only goals for the Wings, both of them in the third period with the team down 4. Starter Thomas Greiss pulled from the net after 2 periods with an injury for Alex Nedeljkovic, who gave up 2 goals on 10 shots in the third. And Casey Mize dominant in another spring exhibition, striking out 6 Yankees in 3 innings, giving up no runs. A 5-3 win at Joker Marchant Stadium. Jamer Candelario with a solo home run in the victory. At the Ticket Update desk, I'm Chris Lamar for more. Stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
Good morning. Jim Costa filling in with John Jansen, Heather Park, Greg Hargrave. Good morning, Mr. Jansen. Good to be with you today.
Hey, it's great to see you. Welcome in. The short turnaround for you. I heard you yesterday afternoon, all week long.
All week long, but yeah, short turnaround. I get home, I'm watching basketball till my eyes fall out of their sockets, and then I'm rolling in today. So I'm going to pick me up a little later in the show. Got the energy shots ready. We're going to lock in for 4 hours. I'm looking forward to it. That's right. Heather, it's been a minute. How are you? It's good to have you back.
It's good to see you. It's been about exactly 3 months. So nice to see you. How are you?
Good. And baby doing well?
Baby is doing awesome. She's absolutely amazing. I could talk about babies and birth for hours now. It's so crazy how my life has just completely changed.
I was giving you some credit while you were gone because you were doing
Or giving birth.
all of it. I could talk about, well, not my birth, but giving birth, I could talk about forever. Everything was absolutely incredible. It's just, the human body is fascinating to me.
I was giving you credit because there's a fine
Boys are silent.
What am I going to say? I got news for you. I don't want to talk about the human birthing experience. I could find a few more things to spend a few hours on. But Heather, when you have a kid, I think you did a good job of not blowing up everybody's social media feed constantly while also giving people updates because people want the cute baby pictures. And you threaded that needle perfectly.
Well, my whole social media account has turned into an Emily account because that's all I post now. But I try not to post every single day,
Yeah.
just enough. Yeah.
So have you thought of, and I've got some friends who have done this, so that their social media post doesn't turn into basically the life and times of their kids, they've actually made one for their kids. And that's where they post all the pictures that they're taking of the babies and stuff. That way people know, hey, if I want to see Emily, I can go to, the one that Heather has set up. It is the, Emily page. And if I want to see what Heather has going on, like I did pre-baby, I can see everything that Heather Park is doing. Have you considered that?
Well, you guys, I do have an account for my dogs, so it has crossed my mind. But Colin's like, get her a social media handle now. Lock it in now. Get her.
Yeah, get that blue. How long is it going to take for her to get the blue check mark?
Yeah, as soon as I make it, probably. She's gonna blow up. Get that blue check
Yeah,
mark. No,
that's
I don't know. I don't know about that, but
Okay,
I
so
have thought about it.
Well, then what happens when she's 6, 8, 9? Does she inherit the account? Does she start managing it and her whole life is
Yes.
chronicled? And
Well,
Not at 6
kind
and
of
8, but
well,
yes.
yeah, but she doesn't start managing. But that's kind of the thought that some parents have is, everybody has my parents have a photo album.
Sure.
And so our kids could now have a digital, a digital photo album, and it's
That's
all
how it's gonna be.
saved for them right there on their social media accounts.
you don't think they're going to look back someday and be like, this is some cringy posts from my
At
mom?
that point, they can take them off. I mean, they'll have control of their own account at that point.
Heather, you said, what age is the right age where you would feel confident handing over the profile if you made it?
13,
Okay.
maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
I got a lot to think about.
yeah.
John, see, I don't know yet. I gotta really process
35.
it. I gotta know what kind of kid she is too. 35.
Yes.
I don't know. I have no idea. It's too advanced. I haven't got that far yet. We're just working on, drinking
steps.
a lot of milk and staying alive. So
Yes. Yeah.
New parent, is it alive? Is she breathing? These are the
breathing?
basics.
Yeah, you don't have kids when you say, "Is it alive?"
There's no way to transition to this, but I do want to get into some Michigan hoops as we begin the show, which is now dead.
Yeah.
Very dead.
It is no longer
alive. But it's their own fault, right? As we sit, we'll look at the season, a little post-mortem as the show rolls on. But just the game itself, John, I felt like this was a great opportunity for Michigan. I felt like they had more than a puncher's chance going in. And when you can't make layups, dunks, and free throws, the game was theirs to win, and they didn't. And if I need to put it on any one person, I'm going to put it on the guy who is the closest to the rim. I'm going to put it on the guy who is around the basket the most. He gets the credit for them getting here, and he ultimately gets the blame for why they didn't advance to the Elite Eight. Hunter Dickinson. You talk the talk, you didn't walk the walk. And I love the villain stuff.
Oh, you
don't strike me as a guy that loves the villain stuff.
Oh no, I said it yesterday. I'm not a fan of of the arrogance or of just coming out and talking the way that we've seen some guys do. Hunter Dickinson has done, or his antics on the court. Like, I get youthful exuberance. Like, I don't want to steal that energy. But when you get technical fouls, which we saw him do in the Big Ten tournament, and then different jabs, you can't tell me that he didn't know what that extra team was that he kept asking his teammates for. Who was that team? What was it? The red and white team over the down there in Madison. So those are the things that I'm not a fan of. But when you do that, okay, if you're going to do that, you've got to be able to back it up. Or the following morning, a guy like Jim Costa comes on and will blame you for the loss.
You're 7-1. He shot
very close to the rim.
Yeah, very close. 6 of 16. He was 6 of 14 inside the arc. 6 of 14 around the basket at 7-1.
Yeah.
And, John, I do love the villain routine. I do think it was propelling Michigan. It was fueling Michigan. He was the biggest reason that this team won their first 2 tournament games. Michigan inside the arc against Colorado State, 65%. Against Tennessee, 55%. That's how you play to your strength. Their strength wasn't their strength yesterday. So I got to put it on him, and he made it about himself, so let's hold him to it.
I jokingly say, the following morning, and I used your name, but you can insert anybody, because if you're not a Michigan fan, you look at that and all you want to do is watch him struggle, and then when he does, you're going to jump on it. And that's the beautiful thing about athletes and competition, is that they do have confidence in themselves, and when they come out and they say things like Hunter Dickinson did, they put themselves out there, they're betting on themselves. And Hunter Dickinson's going to do it again, and God love him for doing it. But you've got to be ready for, hey, when it comes time, you've got to be the one that then you put everybody on your back and you make it happen. And, he's not the only one, obviously, that didn't play well. It was the entire team that couldn't figure out how to put in the basket. I mean, you missed 10 of your last 11 shots when you have to have it the most. And I will say this, they shot horribly, and they still only lost by 8. They were in it all the way to the end. And on the other side of the floor, defensively, they played as good as they've played all season long.
John, they barely turned the ball over. I thought they played really well on defense. That's a game Michigan should have won. That's a game they should have won. If they're 50% from layups and dunks, if they're average at the free throw line, they win that game.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do anything special. And I think going in, people are like, well, things are going to get tougher, right? This is Villanova. This is Jay Wright. This is one of those coaches who's won a national title before. It's not Rick Barnes, who gags in the opening weekend. This is going to be a lot harder. And it was. But that's a game Michigan should have won. Given how it played out, given all the looks they had, the chances they had, the way they played, they should have won that game yesterday.
Well, and here's the other thing, too, is, and I know that Hunter Dickinson, all that we had just talked about, the one thing that I thought I liked was Juwan Howard and Phil Martelli and that coaching staff put this team in position to win. Shooters got to shoot, players got to play, coaches got to coach. I thought the coaches did a good job of allowing the players the opportunity to go out there and win a game. There's not a moment in this where we thought, oh, well, they shouldn't have taken that timeout, or why are they making this sub, or they should be using this guy more. Terrence Williams got 23 minutes. I've been a big proponent of getting him more time since about, 7 or 8 games left in the season, as we started to see him continue to grow. Now, you want more production out of those 23 minutes. He only had 5 points. Only had, 3 rebounds. But I liked what Juwan Howard was doing. And this really comes down to, and let's not take away from the fact that Villanova was on the floor too. And there's a reason why sometimes you struggle to make baskets. They were constantly harassed. It's not like they didn't have a whole, yes, there were some layups that even contested they should make. I'm not making excuses for them. What I'm trying to do is say, hey, Villanova is a damn good team. They're a number 2 seed for a reason. They were there. They were harassing. And they are a team that is very disciplined, very consistent. And when you don't make baskets, you don't want to be playing against a Villanova team when that happens.
No, and you brought up Juwan. I saw some people on social media getting into some of the rotations and how much Brandon Johns played. And I just don't have any energy to criticize a coach when his team can't make layups and free throws. Like, Juwan has taken his lumps this year and he deserves them.
Sure.
Last night, I really can't get on the air and criticize Juwan Howard because his team can't finish at the hoop. When you get bunny after bunny after bunny, you can't make half of them. That's not on the coach. That's on the team.
100%.
John, I want to get your thoughts on the season as a whole, and I know it's going to be a theme throughout the show. So let's do that coming up next. We'll get to some news with Heather. We'll keep this thing rolling. It's 97.1.
Hey, had another chance this morning. Hit the remote start. Get in my truck. It was nice and warm. And I absolutely love it. The company, the dealership that I got it from was Southfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And they know right now that buying or leasing vehicles, the business has changed. And you want to go to a dealer you can trust. I've bought 2 vehicles from them now, and I know from start to finish, I can trust every step of the way. If your lease is up, you can custom order your next vehicle just like I did with their 3-step remote start program. Step 1, set an appointment with an inventory specialist. Step 2, pick out your vehicle and select the options. Step number 3, order your vehicle and take delivery within 4 to 6 weeks.